And to tie it all together, I wanted to talk about the soul's call to adventure, which I think is a wonderful phrase. It's from Lazarus, but it's an amazing phrase. And I thought that's what I'll do, so that will pull it all together. And I have tried 3 times to write it, to write out what I want to say. And each time when I've left it a day or two to incubate, which is what you do, so that you can now see where you want to alter things. 3 times I've written it, and 3 times I've put it aside and gone back again. So today I have no prepared talk. I know what I want to say, so I'm going to say what I'd like to say, and hopefully it'll come out well enough. There is inside each of us a yearning and a deep desire, and a lot of us will either not notice it, or if we do notice it, we squish it down. That desire is very simply to come into alignment with our soul. It's to come home, so that we know that we're in the flow of universal energy, and that when we're in alignment, things just flow. We are creators of our own reality. We create absolutely everything, and we create it by the emotions that we feel. The thoughts are important, but the emotions are the creative power. How you feel is absolutely everything. And as you know, because I've said it often, our emotions are the language of the soul. Our soul talks to us through all the emotions that we feel, the high frequency emotions. It actually also will talk to you through the cracks and the crevices of despair. Because even in despair, you will find hope. And there are many, many stories around about how people have been in the depths of despair, and yet they were saying, I fell to my knees and I felt hope. That is the soul coming through, and you finding hope even in the depths of despair. So emotions are the most important thing. The soul wants one thing only, and it wants to experience the greatest version of it, the grandest vision that you have for yourself, and it wants to feel it. Now, when you consider that you and your soul are one, because you're an extension of your soul, the only way it can experience it is through you. My daughter, when she was 14, said to me one day, I've decided knowledge is pretty useless on its own, and so therefore you need to take action to make your knowledge useful. And I said, who said that? She said, I did. And I thought, wow, that's not bad for 14, is it? But now I'm going to take it a bit further. You do need action. Knowledge is useless on its own, because I can tell you all the things about Bach flower remedies that I know. I can tell you all about spirituality that I know. And it won't make the slightest bit of difference to you until you have an experience and feel the emotion to hook it in. Till you have been through yourself that emotional feeling, that emotional experience, and know it. It's only then do you actually, the knowledge become useful, when it becomes an experience. Now you can have events, circumstances and all those things, but as soon as you get an emotion, that it changes it to an experience. So for you to experience this greatest joy that we are wanting all the time, we are in a process of constantly creating, constantly refining ourselves so that we create greater and greater happiness and greater joy. Now, what we do want the manifestations. We love the stuff of life. That's why we came. We like the physicalness of life. We like to feel. We like sensations. We love it all. So the manifestations is the byproduct of our creativeness. But the joy of creating and then living the manifestation is incredible. Think how you feel about parking places. So the joy of the creating, then watching it unfold as it comes into being, and then enjoying the manifestation, that's the joy. That's the joy of the journey. But what do we really want? We want the joy. We want to experience the highest level of pure love that we can. while we're in the physical body, because we experience it, it comes out in sensations, and every time we have a positive feeling, every time we have a positive emotion, our soul expands and evolves. So it is constantly ever expanding and evolving, which means we are constantly wanting more and more and more. So when we are in alignment with our soul, when we live in those happy states of happiness, contentment, satisfaction, thrill, excitement, enthusiasm, hope, trust, compassion, love, joy, when we live in those states, we're in alignment with our soul. But even in those states, we are still wanting more, because our soul constantly wants more. We never, ever get it done. We are always, always going to create and want to create more.